Plus, Sam Gabrielli's in the studio with your national forecast. This April 20th, 2015 edition of Size Eyes on the Skies starts right now.
It's Monday night on ISU TV, broadcasting live from Ames, Iowa. This is Size Eyes on the Skies. ISU TV's longest-running television program brings you the weather from around the country to the heart of Iowa. The ISU Meteorology Department team of forecasters keep you ahead of the storm. From Iowa's most trusted weather team, this is Size Eyes on the Skies.
And welcome back to Size Eyes on the Skies. I'm joined here by Jaret Lansford. So Jaret, it was kind of chilly today.
It was a little bit chilly.
That wind picked up and we had temperatures in the 50s. Much different than what we've been seeing the last week or so.
Definitely. It was a bit of a shock to the system. And as you'll see when we go into tomorrow, that's not really going to go too far away. We're going to dip way down into the 30s tonight and head into 40 degrees at 8 a.m. with some clouds, and we'll warm up into the mid to upper 50s with some clearing at times and some clouds, but it'll be mostly sunny day. It'll still feel a little chilly with those winds out there though tomorrow.
Oh man, I'm ready for summer to come. All right, we're going to send it over to Sam Gabrielli for your national weather.
Hello, everybody. We had some pretty wet temperatures this weekend. I'll have more coming up after the break.
And welcome back. We're going to send it over to Sam for the national weather.
Good evening, Iowa, and welcome back to this edition of Size Eyes on the Skies. I'm your meteorologist, Sam Gabrielli, in for the night. Let's take a look at what we got nationally going on. Around the nation today, we had Minneapolis was the colder spot, 42 degrees, and then the southwest, all the way actually through the frontier and up towards the Pacific, northwest Pacific area there in Seattle. Very warm temperature at 72 degrees. Miami at 88 like the usual, and then the northeast was a little chilly up there with clouds and rain in the area. Start off in the northeast here, like always. Augusta at 41 degrees with very rainy skies. New York currently at 50 with clouds, and then as you move farther south into Pittsburgh and even DC, actually a little warmer with some southern heat pushing in there, 75 degrees currently in DC. Going on down here in the southeast, Miami is looking very warm at 88 degrees. Atlanta was 71 today with some clouds in the vicinity. New Orleans, very overcast sky. Taking us into the southwest, Las Vegas was very warm, 86 degrees. Phoenix at 90, and then Santa Monica saw a lot of sun today at 63. Up in the northwest, Seattle was very, very cloudy, but also very warm for them today. 72 degrees. Salem, 77, not a cloud in the sky. Boise looking very nice at 73. Taking us down in the Midwest here, Chicago is a little cooler, 46 off the lake there. Minneapolis off there past the cold front, looking at 42 degrees. And then 50s here on through Nebraska, Iowa, and into Missouri. And then 61 was the warmer spot in Hays, Kansas. Today, the highest temperatures were very cold up in the northern sector of the country, 45 in Minneapolis, like I said. Billings was a little warmer, actually. Last week, they got a lot of snow and cold temperatures in the 40s. They saw 62 today. 77 in Atlanta, and then Florida saw some weather, severe thunderstorms earlier in the day, but they still stayed at 92 degrees for a high. Today, precipitation-wise, very interesting setup. We had two low-pressure systems move through the country this weekend into today. Some pop-up showers out there in the Colorado area. Other than that, out in the west, very clear skies past that. And then, as you can see, this deep movement of wind and low-pressure system moving on through, and that's kicking up some pretty pop-up storms here going on into the Atlantic area of the United States, and then Florida saw some severe thunderstorms and even some tornado warnings pop up in the Panhandle area. Taking another look, like I said, some pop-up showers and storms moving on through the Appalachians. And then actually, look at this, snow popping into the north central portions of the U.S. Yes, that's snow past that cold front, very cold temperatures, strong system moving through. Watches and warnings today. We saw some red flag warnings up here and wind advisories up in the northern plains past the front. And then we saw flood warnings and watches all throughout the Mississippi River Valley and into the Ohio River Valley. And then moving on through into the northeast, we see some severe thunderstorm watches and warnings. Very colorful area here, even some tornado warnings out there in Maryland and Pennsylvania. Taking another look, yes, the bright red is tornado warnings there, and then the dark purple are severe thunderstorm watches, and then the yellow shaded counties are tornado watches. FUTURECAST showing a lot of snow up in the northern sector of the country, and then the two low pressure systems move on through. Brings some pop-up rain here in the central portion of the country down in Oklahoma and Texas, like they usually see this time of the year. Highs tomorrow, we're looking at 48 in Minneapolis. A little warmer past that front now as the front's dissipating, the cold air is moving on out. 74 in Atlanta, 63 up in New York. And then Phoenix was the hotter spot tomorrow at 87 degrees. Atlanta, Georgia is our destination forecast for the week, or destination city. We're looking at Tuesday tomorrow at 71 degrees with a mainly clear sky. Moving on into the mid-70s, Wednesday through Friday, and then the precipitation falls in Friday through Saturday, and then going on into Sunday and Monday of next week, mid-70s and some more precip low chances though. Back to you, Brandon.
All right, thanks for that, Sam. We're going to go ahead and take a look at your trivia question for tonight. In the United States, what month on average produces the most tornadoes? Is it A, May, B, April, C, June, or D, September? Not December, what am I thinking? All right, but before we have your answer, we're going to send it over to Jaret.
Thanks, Brandon. We saw sunny skies today and cooler conditions, and I'll let you know if your weekend plans, you should bring that thicker jacket with you. Stay tuned. Welcome back. We saw saw a brief shower this morning, but most of the day today it was a lot drier than we saw over the weekend, where we had all those rain showers through the entire weekend. Kind of spoiled any plans you might have had. Today was a lot nicer as far as sunshine, but it was definitely cooler with that system coming through the region, and as you can see, it even has gone all the way over to Michigan, Indiana area, and it's brought some snow up here to Minnesota. Here on the cold side of that front, we have that motion coming in with those cool northwest winds, and those are going to persist through the week with breezy conditions sticking with us. We'll be slightly below average, but we'll warm up slightly as we head into the weekend. Currently, we're at 52 degrees. Those winds sticking around strong out of the west-northwest at 22 miles per hour, but very dry with a dew point of only 19. That's very dry conditions for us. Across the state, you can see up north where Sam was telling us about, it's only 41 degrees in Mason City, and that cool air is going to work its way down here through the night. But right now, it's 55 in Des Moines and 55 in Sioux City. Enjoy the warmth while it lasts, because we're going to cool off quick with these northwest winds. 26 miles per hour all the way over here in Sioux City, 23 in Mason City. And as the cool air brings in, we'll cool off quickly from our highs, which are where we're at right now, in the low to mid 50s for most of the state, with some 40s spotted in there. Taking a look, you can see the clouds are moving out of the region with those clear skies starting to push their way in for the night, and that's really going to cause us to drop off with you can see that big band of clear coming right for us here in central Iowa. Most of the state will be clear through the night, and so you could see we had some wind advisories over the state. They've been allowed to expire, and with that wind kind of calming down, that's going to put us even more at risk for possible frost tonight. You might want to go out and cover your plants. So tonight you can see clear skies moving in, and then once we get into the morning, the clouds are going to start trying to push back in, and we'll have some off and on clouds and sun through the day tomorrow. FUTURECAST is painting it a little bit thick here. It will be more suns than clouds, but there will be some clouds obstructing us. Tomorrow night we'll be in a similar spot as we are tonight, with the clearing moving in, and we'll cool right back down into the lower 30s and set the stage for another sunny start to Wednesday morning. So tonight, across the state, we'll see widespread 30s all the way over to Davenport at 37. Even 30 degrees in Sioux City. They might even get a freeze. Plants might be in trouble out there. Tomorrow, most of the state will be in the 50s, although across the southwest sector of the state, we will see 60s pushing in. It will be a very similar day to today, so if you didn't mind the breeze today, you'll be all right with tomorrow. Tonight, 34 degrees. Mostly clear with some clouds around, but the winds will stick around. Very windy. But tomorrow, very similar to today. Sunny skies into the 50s and very windy. Looking through the extended forecast, we'll see those 50s sticking around just below average through the entire period until we reach the weekend, where we'll hit the 60s. But the only chance of rain is Friday night right now, and we're looking pretty dry through the entire period.
Thanks, Jared. Hopefully those temperatures warm up next week. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the answer to that trivia question. In the United States, what month on average produces the most tornadoes? Is it A, May, B, April, C, June, or D, September? And the answer is A, May. Well, you know, May is a big month for tornadoes. I remember up by my hometown, we had a tornado go through May 25th, and that was back in 2008. You might remember that, Sam,
I do,
the
yes.
Hugo tornado. Yeah. We're from Minnesota, so we see 6 tornadoes on average for May, but you see large numbers for Texas and Oklahoma, anywhere in that red there. A lot of tornadoes occurring in May, so very dangerous. Make sure you keep your eye on the sky.
It seems like spring is the time of the year where Oklahoma and Texas see their severe weather. It seems like the dead summer, like dead heat of summer, you know, August, July, they don't see their spring type.
It's down to the south for the early parts of spring, but as the summer goes on, late spring goes on, we start seeing those severe weather more up by our parts of the country. Yeah. And
we'll really want to keep an eye out on that, especially once we warm back up into May, where we're going to be heading into May soon. So make sure you're practicing your severe weather procedures, making sure you have a shelter ready.
Very important. Do you think we'll see any severe weather in the short term?
Short term, we're looking very dry. We shouldn't have any problems with any storms, and just going to be a little bit cooler. Maybe Sam can attest to whether we'll see any nationally in the short term.
Oh, I don't see anything too big. Like I said in the FUTURECAST, Oklahoma and Texas is seeing those pop-up storms briefly down there. Later on, I'd say into late tomorrow, but it's seasonal for them down there, I guess.
Yeah, it seems like we had a slow start, but over the last few weeks, it just seems like there's been a lot of severe weather occurring.
Definitely.
I don't know, hopefully we can see some of it up here and go storm chasing, but that's all we have for you guys tonight. We hope you'll join us for Wednesday's episode. It is the last episode for the year, so we hope you join us, and we'll see you next time.